Hello and welcome to our second episode of Village Life.
And in this episode, we are going to clear up the situation of the house. Let me take you back to the early 2000s, just before the rise of the housing bubble, when the property prices in Bulgaria still remained low. At this time, Ida's grandparents, who lived in Sofia, had a little bit of money saved up that they wanted to use on buying a house in the countryside. With the help of their friends, they managed to find an old house for sale near the capital. The house was very different to what you would expect. I mean, it had a small pool on the balcony. It seems like the original owner was quite the inventor, and speaking of the owner, the village rumours say that he lived in a basement with snakes. I'm only joking, but apparently he did extract venom from snakes right in his room, so who knows? Anyways, they bought the property for only $4,000. In the first few years, they only lived in the house during the summer months when it was warm enough to sleep there comfortably. However, Ida and her sister Mina remember having a battle with the fleas. Enough is enough, and eventually Ida's dad Mitko decided it was time to change things up. He destroyed most of the house but left the basement and some parts of the first floor. He then strengthened and extended the foundations and built a bigger house that was internally split in half. Unfortunately, at this point, the 2008 financial crisis happened, and nobody in the family had spare money for finishing the house. However, over the last 14 years, they slowly managed to bring in some old furniture and made one part of it livable. Now let's cut to the question. How did we manage to get the other part of the house? Well, the second part was not developed at all and was used as a huge storage space. It was meant for Ida's aunt, however she didn't have the chance to invest in it, so in 2021 it was still collecting dust and more rubbish. That's when we noticed the potential and decided to ask Ida's grandparents and her aunt if we could finish this part of the house and live there. Eventually we came to a compromise and got the green light to start working on it and bring the place to life. So how did we start? Let me put it all into perspective. This is our part of the house, and in 2021 it was still full of stuff. It wasn't all for throwing away, so we had to come up with a plan of what to do with it, and most importantly, where to put it.
There's so much rubbish, but it's not all rubbish. There's like a lot of bolts and nits and stuff. Should we throw this away or old cupboards? Yeah, it's stuff. We should probably just burn everything. But we can't burn everything because some people are very attached.
At that point, this storage for wood was our only logical option, as there was a great deal of inadequate wood stored in the house that could be cut up and used as firewood in the winter. I think we're like 0.5% there. However, this solution was not enough, so we started working on a few ideas with Mitko.
What did you play?
I changed here.
You changed here. Okay.
Oh no. He suggested that we should build a concrete path around the house and temporarily store things there. Most of the path would be covered by the roof of the house anyways, and the rest we could cover with nylon sheets. After we built the path, Mitko taught me how to insulate the walls so we can start preparing for colder months. The next idea was to fix and tidy up the basement and create additional space for tools that are currently stored in the house. When we look for something, we just don't know where it is. So we want this whole area and over here just to be for tools, so we know where they are. Still a huge mess, but it's, work in progress. This was a huge task and took a lot of time. The basement was left from the old house and has quite a peculiar layout. There was a compartment full of soil for some reason, so we had to dig the earth out while also strengthening the foundations of the house. Mitko upgraded the stairs, the floor, the walls, and now the compartment is set up as an Airbnb and is helping us fund the renovation. Another idea was to take advantage of this area that doesn't belong to anyone, so we cleared it up a little bit and started using it to store bricks and stuff that doesn't get damaged by water. Even though we have a big garden, we still need a lot of space. And finally, our last objective, which is still not finished to this day, was to extend the garden and build a shed that could be both used as storage and workspace. What made that task difficult was the uneven area that had mountain water flowing across it. This meant that we had to build a shaft that would then connect to another pipe which would allow the water to continue flowing. The main reason why this shaft is important is if for some reason the pipe gets blocked, the shaft will give us another access point that will enable us to fix the blockage. After we built the shaft and put the pipe in place, we covered the area with soil in order to start leveling out the ground. At the same time, we destroyed the old fence and put in a new one, so we have a clear indication of where our land is.
We don't have stairs, but we have a fence.
Currently we are leveling out this area and preparing it for the next step, the building of the shed. With most of these storage solutions in place, we now managed to clear out the ground floor.
So initially the house had this concrete platform in front.
Baby, why are you staring on the floor?
I thought you're never gonna use this.
What do you mean I'm never gonna use this? Of course I'm going to use this. Lean back if you want.
Lean back to what?
Now let's talk about the ideas for the house. Our sketches were too rough, so we consulted with a great architect who took what we had, made it better and provided us with logical detailed plans.
This whole area is going to be a living room with like couches, there will be a little bar and there will be a fireplace. These walls will have the kitchen and here there should be a dining table, bathroom, storage bed, stairs. All these little particles all over the stairs and the floor are shits. We have an issue with some creatures like squirrels / mice like creatures living in the house and they shit everywhere. Here's our bigger and better bathroom. This cozy space is going to be our bedroom / office. This is where the bed will be to be raised up and we're going to use the space underneath for storage. We're going to have one desk here for Jacob and then another desk here that's going to be for me. And then this whole area here is also for me. And wait for it, don't stop, wait for that. And this is me sipping my coffee on my balcony, painting things.
Let me show you the progress we made with our beloved balcony. At the start, there was just a concrete platform. We saw this as a great opportunity to expand the house and build a foyer with a spacious balcony on top. We hired 2 workers and with collective effort we had the concrete columns and the balcony platform done in no time. When the concrete was dry and strong enough, we built a wooden structure and Jacob had a dangerous task of painting it with wood oil. For the winter we have put some nylon to keep the balcony dry, but in spring we will order a proper glass roof. Despite the house being our main focus, we managed to enjoy the end of the summer and spend quality time with our friends and family.
That's why you're here.
I can't believe you made me do that, man.
How the hell did you do a backflip?
So Jacob, and something like this.